Marketing Edge on TV is Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management and in the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute awesome package that comprises brand news, branding focus, and industry conversation all in a mix, encompassing thorough and in-depth analysis aimed at promoting the brand idea. I am Bababumi Agbibi. Welcome to the program.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
We begin with brand news, where we bring you the latest developments around brands and in the field of marketing and advertising in Nigeria and around the world. Nigeria's mattress market is set for steady growth, with revenue expected to hit $237.79 million by 2025. Statista projects a 1.62% annual growth rate from 2025 to 2029, driven by urbanization, rising incomes, and a growing middle class. Although Nigeria lags behind global leaders like the United States, where sales are expected to reach $12 billion, experts say the country's large population and changing consumer preferences offer strong opportunities. Local brands like Mocha, Vitafilm, and Winkafilm continue to dominate as demand for premium and health-focused mattresses rises. Analysts believe strategic expansion and better regulations could further boost market growth. A new study by the Video Advertising Bureau (VAB) reveals that TV advertising is proving effective in driving web traffic, especially for first-time advertisers. Since 2021, over 930 new brands have invested more than $4 billion in TV ads with significant results. The report shows that brands saw a 12% boost in web traffic during their launch month, with a sustained 20% increase over several months. Larger investments, especially those over $10 million, resulted in even higher traffic increases, with some brands seeing a 30% jump in their launch month. Direct-to-consumer brands performed especially well, doubling the average web traffic increase. The findings highlight that measuring website traffic is key to understanding the impact of TV ads on consumer engagement. United Bank for Africa says it expects to meet the Central Bank of Nigeria's $500 billion capital requirement for international banks by the third quarter of 2025, ahead of the March 2026 deadline. Chairman Tony Lumelu disclosed this at the bank's 63rd annual general meeting in Abuja, noting that UBA's initial rights issue raised 251 billion naira and was oversubscribed. Group CEO Oliver Alawaba added that major investments in digital expansion and strong profits, with 2024 post-tax earnings up 20% to 766.5 billion naira, will drive higher dividends for shareholders. MARKETING 4.0 has unveiled the Nigerian MarTech Awards, aimed at recognizing innovation in marketing technology. The awards will honor individuals, campaigns, and organizations shaping the future of marketing through technology, creativity, and strategic impact. Categories include awards for marketing influences, innovative content strategies, AI and blockchain in marketing, and breakthrough technologies. Nominations are now open for those driving transformation in Nigeria's marketing landscape. Next is branding focus after this break.
Every Nigerian mum knows everything is so expensive. Every naira needs to work harder. That's why I always go back to So Clean.
New So Clean with Snow Powder Tech. The powder is finer,
so it dissolves easier, foams faster, and cleans better.
Every grain works for you. Nothing's wasted.
New So Clean detergent with Snow Powder Tech. Every grain works for you.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
Now, brand in focus. Retail media networks are changing the advertising landscape, enabling brands to leverage retailers' first-party data for precise targeting. Experts highlight that integrating in-store promotions, e-commerce placements, and social media campaigns can significantly enhance visibility and engagement. With African e-commerce projected to reach $180 billion by 2025, brands have a growing opportunity to scale their businesses. By refining data-driven strategies, they can optimize ad spend, improve targeting, and maximize return on investment. Experts emphasize that contextual and relevant content is key to capturing consumer attention. Using data insights, brands can create ads that resonate better, increasing conversions and strengthening customer relationships. Retail media networks are now more than just an advertising tool. They serve as a catalyst for driving sales, influencing purchase decisions, and ensuring brand visibility across multiple touch points. That was Branding Focus. Next is Industry Conversation, where we discuss with industry thought leaders who have distinguished themselves and have made tremendous impact in their chosen field. Today, we'll be having the concluding part of our conversation with the General Manager, Yanga Radio and MaxFM, Marvin Arimi. Join us after this break.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Welcome back to Industry Conversation. I've been speaking with the General Manager, Yanga Radio and MaxFM, Marvin Arimi.
Thank you.
So I'm a bit concerned about radio stations, the rise and sometimes the fall of radio stations, and sometimes feels because they don't connect with the modern day kind of communication and relationship, interpersonal relationship. Now, Yanga Radio is urban Pidgin. How relevant do you think this will be? Does this have a lasting ground? Looking at today's the young people, Gen Z, who just want to speak, gonna wanna English. So how relevant will this be?
So I think we have very good examples. Nollywood, when Nollywood started, look at how far it has come. Still there, still lasting. And it's a movie industry that was created for us. And we loved it, and not just us, even the people around the world. At first, it started with Africa. Africa embraced it, you know. And then Afrobeat started. We loved it. We had to do away with some of the international music and all of that. We had to stick to our own. Two-Face, the band, you know, down to Wizkid and Davido and co. So Nigeria's population is youth. You know, I think over 60% young people, and that's going to stay like that for a long time. You understand? We've seen other sectors that focused on the youth. We've seen how much it thrived. For example, one of the, I don't know if I should call it institution, you know, that hasn't in the past really focused on youth is the, it's politics. You know, politics hasn't really focused on youth, you know, for almost forever in Nigeria. And then we saw what happened last year. The youth almost took over, and then everybody was scrambling, looking for their own youth. So now every politician now is looking for young people because the game has changed. Nigeria now is being carried by young people. So you can't survive without thinking about that industry anymore. You know, even the oldest industries, the oldest, what am I call it now, are looking for young people. If politicians can be looking for young people to recruit, then you should know that that is where we are at the moment. And it just got across everything. So yes, it will last because the young people still have 40, 30 before they become even, you know, true, so yeah. we're going to go for a long time. And it's not like we're doing things for only young people, but we have a major focus on that, on them. But then we have other, like I said, we have Wale, who is Wetin Dey, for example, that cuts across. It doesn't matter how old you are, you would want to connect with Wetin Dey. We have R&B, for example, and Anne in the evening and the drive time, who are like the millennials, a little bit of the Gen Zs. We have Fina, everybody knows Fina, the Big Brother Nigerian show. She had a huge following because that's what this demography, that's what they like basically. And so we have a couple of people across, we have the ones that, if you're a millennial, you will love them. Baby Lawyer is there in the evening with Rugged Pastor, Fefe is there during the weekend, Young. So if you are a millennial, you are Gen Z, or you are older, the thing is, do you like Wizkid? Do you like Davido? Are they millennial? Are they Gen Zs? Are they, but everybody in Nigeria loves their music. Everybody in Nigeria loves Burna Boy, So that's how it is. It's just our thing, and everybody seems to embrace, a Nigerian idea, and this is a Nigerian idea.
So there's this trend
Right.
that reality TV stars bring the numbers, and that's why we'll put them on radio or we'll put them on television. But sometimes they may not turn out to be professional. So what are your thoughts about this? Is it about the numbers these days, or is it about giving us good quality presentation?
First and foremost, apart from the reality TV stars, I do not think that popularity brings the numbers on radio. I'll tell you the truth. If you have someone who is popular on radio, people would mostly follow that person on social media, not necessarily on radio. They might follow that person in the beginning on radio, doesn't mean that they are going to stay.
Okay.
Radio listeners want quality content. They want good programming. They don't care who is on air. All you need to do is make people know that something of that, nature is happening in your radio station. So it doesn't really matter who is there. So whether the person is a reality TV star, what we all should be looking out for is this person good? Can this person deliver? Otherwise you would have seen reality TV star on all our programs. We've never had any reality TV star before. We got Fina to come join the Yanga team because of her quality. Have you heard Fina speaking Pidgin? She's a proper Pidgin girl. And again, after she left the Big Brother Nigeria house, she's been very innovative. She has some of her own things that she's been doing in line with the media. She has her own YouTube stuff that she's been doing, and all of that. And then she'll be talking about, I want to have a talk show. So she's already trying to go into that line. So we felt, okay, this is someone that can, that actually wants to switch and do things like this. So we didn't just go pick her because of her name. That wouldn't do anything. If you have, for example, an RMD, on your radio, not as a guest, but as a host, he might pull the numbers if whatever he's saying on radio is good enough, but not because of his name. People will probably say, RMD's on radio, and then they'll go that first day. Doesn't mean that they're going to stay. But if he's good, if he has the quality, if he has the talent to be a good broadcaster, people will stay. So that doesn't do anything. I've never been a fan of putting superstars on radio. It doesn't really work. A lot of people have done it. It didn't work, unless the person has what it takes.
Yanga radio station with Sabi. Which you not Sabi?
We sabi everything. Trust me, we sabi everything. Sorry, I will use Pidgin.
It's fine.
And I like this one small so that it go enter body well. But so the thing to say, when we pick that payoff line, we don't already know what thing we want bring for the industry, and we realize say what will they bring, nobody else get them for the Pidgin line. Nobody get them. So after we don't do our analysis here and there, do breakdown, we're like, man, we sabi this thing. This station we know say forget, we sabi we sabi the work, and I believe say with time a lot of people will see that, say this station was properly cooked, with a lot of ingredients. We not just come out, say, oh, make we bring Pidgin station, come, just like everybody, why we not get Pidgin? No, that's not the idea. We wanted to serve a purpose, we wanted to fill a void, we wanted to do something that doesn't exist, we could have picked anything else to do, but I make we do the one way they need the greater, and this is it. So yeah, for it, we sabi. Don't worry, you will sound.
Okay, so I like the colors, red and a kind of orange. So what's the idea behind these colors?
First off, we didn't want to go too far from MaxFM, and MaxFM has this red and stuff. So we decided to pick something close to orange, and still stay within the MaxFM. We wanted a situation where if you see MaxFM, you don't have to look too far, for you to see Yanga FM, because it being the same family, basically. MaxFM being an urban English station, while Yanga is a Pidgin version. So we wanted some, semblance, wanted something that would make you recognize. When you see, you just be like, okay, this could be the other station. This is not Max, this is Yanga. If you even look at the logo, you see this frequency. MaxFM also has it. So it's just to put both brands close to each other.
A quick one. I know MaxFM, they have this midday Pidgin segment.
Wetin Dey.
Yes. So would MaxFM still have that? Or it's going strictly English now?
So we cannot have an English station and then have a Pidgin station and then have a Pidgin show on an English station. It would mean that we're obviously going to be doing ourselves a lot of disservice. We're going to be cannibalizing ourselves, and we wouldn't want to do that. If we say we're giving you a Pidgin station, we're telling you that we're giving you a Pidgin station, and everything Pidgin, you're going to hear it there. So Wetin Dey is the first to move, and the good thing is that Wetin Dey is now the breakfast show for Yanga FM. And it sounds like good news, but it's obviously not good news to our competitors, because that means there's no better breakfast show anymore on radio, basically. I don't think there's any show that could compete with Wetin Dey, because of how far it's been, how long it's been on air, how far it has come, and how strong it is, with Wale, Ejiro now joining them, Awolo and Aboki. Your breakfast is now served proper. So yes, one of the reasons we moved that was because we wanted them to be the first voices you hear when you wake up. So yes, we're not going to have a Pidgin show on MaxFM anymore.
Yanga Radio is in Lagos.
Yes.
And its coverage is in Lagos.
Absolutely.
Plans for expansion?
Hopefully.
Hopefully how soon? Because people, like you said, the Pidgin on Max and they're not going to get it anymore. So people outside Lagos will be waiting to get served.
Well, I want to. I love if the CEO calls me today and say, oh, we are going to Port Harcourt or we're going to Abuja tomorrow. I'm ready, But then again, we just put this on air, Yanga Lagos. We haven't actually even gotten our feet firmly on the ground yet. So we need to see how well we do. All of that will now maybe, inform the whatever decision will come after to say, oh, I think this is doing really well. Why don't we expand? But yes, is there plans for expansion? Obviously, I think everybody wants to grow. If it's going to be successful, then we would love to throw it around and let everybody hear what we have to offer. So
can you share your background in radio? Presentation, broadcasting. How has the journey been? What's the journey? Where did it start from?
It's so it started in Benin. I did a stint here and there, and then I also did radio full time in school. And when I came to Lagos, I went into advertising. So radio, for me, I started basically from behind the scene. I've always been a producer all my life. I did a few stints as a presenter, but I didn't do presentation for long. I've always loved being behind the scene. I think it's recently now that you probably see me in front of the camera, in front of the microphone. I've always wanted to do my things from, I'm the guy who wants to create the clock. I'm the guy who wants to create the sound, who wants to create the programming, and that's what I've basically done practically all my career, throughout my career, and I love it. I am happy for the people who wants to be behind the microphone 2-4 and talk. Yes, that's good, but that's never been my thing, and still not my thing. I just love to when you put on your radio and you go to MaxFM, and you love the sound. I like to be that person who just come up with those creative thoughts. How is it going to sound? What are we going to do? How is the music going to be? What's the format going to be like? Do you understand? Is it going to be highly formatted, or maybe not that highly formatted? So that has been my game, and I've done production proper, produce jingles, so that's why because I have I have a background in advertising, I have a background in marketing, and then production. So it puts everything together. So when I'm coming up with a show, for example, I'm already thinking, who would buy this show? Who would listen to this? How is it going to sound? So that's really helped me to be able to do the little that I've done so far.
So you talked about marketing, you talked about advertising, and now you're seated in radio.
Absolutely.
Why radio? Why did you decide to sit with radio?
So I started as an audio producer. So I'll produce jingle, I'll produce voiceover, I'll produce radio programs, So it was only just, natural for me to just, do radio. So I liked audio. I've been an audio guy, not a video guy. So maybe if I done video, in the past, I probably might have been on TV. But because I've been an audio person, I decided to be I wanted to be the master of one, and I said, okay, you know what? Maybe I should just stick to radio and be the best that I could be, and I'm enjoying every moment, of it so far.
As the general manager, how do you manage stress and pressure?
It's easy to sit in front of the camera and say, oh no, it's easy. Sometimes you're asking yourself that question, like. But first thing first, if you love what you do, I think every other thing will just fall in place. Because I love what I do, sometimes I don't see the stress, but I try to balance it, but I'm so into this that sometimes I don't even remember to take time off and all of that. I just want to so I want to always improve on the numbers. I want to always improve on, everything, the ratings and all of that. But because I enjoy what I do and I have a solid team, I have a very good team, that helps. So it's like you're coming to work and you're excited, you don't feel like, oh, it's trouble, that kind of thing. So that makes it easier to manage, basically. I think that's one of the ways I've been able to manage it. I don't know if there are other things to it, but yeah, so far just having a good team, having a great work environment, that is really friendly, and around here we're a family, from TVC News, TVC Entertainment, MaxFM, Yanga, even our older sister radio station Adaba, it's a family. You can come here and just have fun. And so sometimes you forget that you're working. It feels like we're here to play, until you start seeing the result. So that helps.
So let's toss work a bit, toss it somewhere.
Right.
So what do you do outside work? How do you get your groove going outside work?
I'm the wrong person to ask this question. I'm a workaholic, trust me. My fun is mostly work, and I know it's bad. I'm trying these days to, so the two things that actually makes me really excited is work and family. you know. And so when I have those two, I think it's just, I don't know, my work is my drug. It just kind of like really makes me excited. So I have more fun at work than outside of work, you know. But then when I'm with family, trust me, it's I could forget work sometimes, you know. But I just feel like there's always something to do, you know. There's always a new height to, you know, reach. There's always a new number to hit and all of that. So sometimes it's just, yeah, but a lot of people are saying you have to balance it, and I'm trying to work on that.
That's true. That's nice. It's been an interesting time having this conversation.
Thank you. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun, Justin.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like an interview. Trust me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for doing this with me. It was great.
Thank you. I've been speaking with the General Manager, Yanga Radio and MaxFM, Marvin Arimi. Many thanks for watching. I am Bababumi Agbibi.